Welcome everyone. It's joining live. Just getting everything moving and flowing as always. Good on Facebook and good on YouTube, I think. Good on YouTube. All right. There's my face. All right, let's get started. Welcome, Christy. I see you there, my friend. All right, starting recording in 3, 2, and 1. Good morning, evening, afternoon, spiritual loving beings. Welcome back to another solo-sode of the Cosmic Love Antenna. Today is the final chapter, part 7 of my Manifest New Love series, Romance, Tribe, and Friendships through the Chakra system. Today's focus will be on the crown center. And if you couldn't tell, I'm excited to talk about this one because if you've been listening to these episodes, we go deep, and today I'm going to go extra deep. So if you are looking for ways, practical tools, understandings, teachings, lessons to manifest new love in your life through new romance, tribes, friendships with energetic, spiritual, emotional, chakra insights, today's episode is for you. So make sure you stick around to the end and soak up all the little bits. If this hits your heart today, share it out with someone that you think it can support. Remember, just the act of sharing may be what brings in someone to your world. And if you're joining me live today on Facebook and YouTube, please leave your comments or any inspirations that flow as we go. And I'd love to add in your voice. Okay, let's get straight into it. A quick 2-second summary here today of our 3 manifesting fundamental laws that applies to all of these chakra centers. Rule number 1 is you want to be that which you want to see. Rule number 2 is you're not a soul in a body, but you are a body in a soul. And rule number 3 is there is nothing outside of you. Spiritually, energetically, when you're looking to manifest, you must realize the deepest consciousness that you are. Everything is consciousness. Everything is what you are. So the way to manifest new love in all the ways is truly an inside game. So kicking off with those foundations, going straight into the crown chakra. Our first theme here today is one of recognizing what this love that we're talking about today actually is through the crown. And what do I mean by this? When we start to open up our crown space, we reconnect back to cosmic consciousness, not just the cosmic consciousness that is inside of us, but also the cosmic consciousness that is everything outside of us. And in that connection through the crown, in relationship to new romance, new tribe, new friendships, we recognize, we remember that love at its fundamental level, the love that we are searching for, looking for, desiring in another person, that love ultimately is self-love. What do I mean by this? What I mean by this is when I love someone at the deepest spiritual level, what I love in them is the same love consciousness that is me. What I love about my romantic partner that I'm manifesting, what I love about this new powerful friendship, this new amazing tribe that's coming into my world. What I love about them is either something I am already beautifully embodying through my own love consciousness, or is something I either consciously or unconsciously desire to embody in myself in the future. I'm trying to obtain. So the first theme here with the crown to manifest love is to remember that when you feel the deepest states of love with a new partner, with a friend, with a tribe, that deepest love state is self-love. You are loving the same divine source of love that is also you. So when we stand in this acknowledgement, then we realize, and I've spoken about this in many different ways throughout these different chakra episodes, but today through the crown, we'll speak about it again. We realize that self-love is the ultimate love, not just for our own individual expansion, but also for the expansion that we want to see in relationships with other people. So that's the first theme here of the crown chakra and manifesting new love. Getting some beautiful comments in the Facebook chat. My favorite theme is love. Yes, I'm right there with you, my friend. Okay, so next theme of the crown chakra to manifest new love is, the way I'll describe this, the theme here is vibratory alignment or vibration alignment. And what I mean by this, I'll explain in a little sentence that I wrote down. You can't have what you want, but you can have what you are. You can't have what you want, but you can have what you are. And this is a very slight derivation of our manifestation law, number one, right? You want to be that which you want to see. But I want to go a bit deeper here through the crown, because when we start to open the crown chakra, we start to, again, reconnect back to the energetic being that we are, the vibrational being that we are. We are energy after all. And once we do this, once we awaken through the crown and where all this consciousness is coming in and moving through us, we realize that when we're looking to manifest new love, it's not about going and getting. It's about going in and becoming, and specifically shifting our vibration to the vibration of that which we want to see externally. So coming into vibrational alignment with what you want to see in your 3D world, in your external 3D world. And the crown chakra helps us to do this. Many different ways that we access this through the lower chakras, but it is through the crown. And this is important to hear for all the beautiful light workers and spiritual awakening souls I know that are in my audience and listening to this. As we open through the crown, our sensitivities, our spiritual abilities, they heighten, right? At this point in the crown, we are at our most spiritual wakefulness, if you want to call it that. And a symptom of this is extra sensitivity to the energetic and vibrational world. So without getting too complicated here, a simple way to describe this is, let's say that you are looking for a romantic partner that is of the vibration, is of the frequency of someone that stands strong in their power or stands confidently in their voice, in their expression. Well, this is not something that you need to guess. This is not something that you need to pretend and fake it till you make it, until this person comes. What you can do is you can raise your vibration. You can tune into the frequency of what that feels like inside of you. What does it feel like inside of you to be in authentic expression? What does it feel like inside of you to stand confidently and passionately for the things that matter, if that's what you want to manifest in another? So that's what we're talking about here. Become the vibration of that which you wish to manifest. And the sooner you do that, the sooner it reflects in the external. Which connects to my next little point here. Next point of the crown chakra with manifesting new love is understanding that once we have aligned with our new vibration, our new reality, if you want to call it that, our new reality in which we are internally connected to the new love that we wish to have externally. What we then wish to do through our sensitive crown chakra and connecting into this new love reality, we must understand that if we see examples of things that are not in vibration with us, not the reality in which we want. So let's say, let's get specific to make it very clear. Let's say we're manifesting a partner, a relationship that exemplifies authentic expression. And let's say that the next day that you do this little meditation, you connect in, and the next day there's a person that comes into your life that is the opposite of that. That is the opposite of authentic expression. That actually is a energetic mismatch, if you want to call it that. In this moment, we must not dismay. We must not see this as a, oh, I'm failing. We must not see this as a, I'm not doing it right. There must be something more I need to do. What we can learn to do here, and this is often where the sensitivity of the crown comes in. When you see things that are not in alignment in your external world, we don't ignore them. We don't pretend they're not there. But we understand, and I'll read what I wrote down here in relation to this, that these mismatches are echoes of an old reality that can be seen as a beautiful test, a beautiful challenge that's being placed on yourself to show and again test that you are actually ready for what you want. They are echoes of an old reality coming to meet you, to show you, to lovingly test you that this new vibration that you're raising to is actually what you want. This is so important because we came to this earth school as spiritual beings to not be in a frictionless, challengeless state. We're here to expand. We're here to evolve. And we only evolve and expand through friction, through these beautiful, if you want to call them, classroom tests, earth school exams. So it's about opening up our heart in these moments and to not see that we're doing anything wrong, to not see that we're the victim, to not see that there's something evil or bad going on, but rather to see this as a beautiful part of the life design to help you on the journey to the thing that you want. Because this is another point here. It's not the destination that is the most blissful, the most joyful, the most full of love. Let's get specific. If you're looking to manifest a new relationship or a new friendship, tribe, I can guarantee you that yes, when that person or those people come into your world, there's going to be a lot of love. What I can also guarantee is that the process of becoming, the process and the journey of making your way to this new reality will be just as much, if not more, full of experience, full of love, full of expansion as the destination. So again, just summarizing this piece, it's understanding that these old realities, these challenges, these tests, they are a part of this beautiful experience that you're on. And it's up to you, because you're in control here. Your perspective is the most powerful. It's up to you to understand what is actually going on. Do you want to become the victim, or do you want to come back into the real reality and realize you are the most powerful person and you get to decide how this quote unquote problem will impact you? All right, let's pause it there. Rose, welcome to the chat, my friend. Christy as well. Rose, you're saying, yes, this is so true. Christy, so lovingly, coming in to lovingly test you. I love that perspective. Yes, it has really shifted a lot of things for me too. It's always the journey that matters. Yes. Happy it's resonating. Okay, let's keep it flowing. So, next theme here with the crown chakra in manifesting new love, new romance, tribe, friends. This is a big one of my favorites to talk about. And I think I spoke about it briefly, maybe in the heart chakra, but I'm going to go a bit deeper here. It is the theme of inviting in and connecting to your spiritual support team, your angels, your guides, your ancestors, your archangels, the non-physical support team that you have around you. Through all of our different chakras, there are multiple ways that we can connect to this support. But again, through the crown chakra, we are most open to this greater reality. And a part of this greater reality is the non-physical support that we have around us all the time. Right? I referred to this, I think, in the root chakra. But it is here in the crown that what we can do now is start to acknowledge and bring our beautiful sensitive awareness to when these types of loving entities are coming in to support us, specifically through today's context of manifesting new love, manifesting new tribes and friendship. They are always there. As an example, the angelic realm doesn't exist in this 3D density, right? It exists beyond space and time. So what that means is their frequency, their presence, their support is there all the time. The difference, the little factor that is in the way of that connection is your openness and your ability and your loving willingness to connect. So what we can learn to do through our crown chakra when we're connecting in, when we're opening up our crown, we're seeing loving light as a practice, coming in through our crown, coming into the rest of our body. In that connection, what we could also do, if we have the intention of new love, we can call to our support team, our angels, our archangels, our ancestors, whoever's a part of your support team. We all have different components here, but it's an invitation for you through the crown to send an invitation to them, to invite them in, to ask for support, ask for specific support. I'll add another little tip here. I've noticed in my own experience, both with personally and with people I've worked with, certain angels, certain ancestors, certain ascended masters will have unique gifts to them. So what this means is when you are connecting to them and looking to have them support you with these kinds of intentions, new love, don't be generic. Don't be like, I need some help with compassion, or I need support and guidance around love. Those are beautiful, but you'll get more results, more feedback if you get specific. Okay, and this is just a prompt here to build a routine where you're having this dialogue. And the last thing I'll say here, because this is also a beautiful realization to understand in relation to guides and the crown chakra, is I spoke about in the last chapter, the third eye, how our clear senses become activated, right? Our clairaudience, our clairvoyance, our clairsalience, our clairgustance, our clairsentience. These are our spiritual senses. Depending on which spiritual senses you have activated, when you connect to your guides through your crown chakra, with the intention of new love, you will receive feedback differently, right? How I receive feedback, I have my clairvoyance and my clairsentience activated, may be different to you who has your clairaudience or your clairsalience, the smell and the taste. So the key here is to realize that we never want to compare ourselves to how other people interact with their spiritual support team. What we want to do is we want to release all comparisons and come back to our own connection, our own communication, what it looks like for us. Okay, let's keep it going. Darlene, you're saying awareness of them and ask them for an invitation and for help. Yeah, you got it, Darlene. That's exactly it. Okay, next up here. Next theme. I hope this is resonating today. I hope this is giving you some value. Again, if you're listening on the podcast player, please share this out. And if you're watching me live today, maybe let me know what's hitting your heart the most, what's resonating the most out of today's theme. So next up here is within the crown chakra for manifesting new love. The next theme is and this is one of my favorites, one of inner peace. In Sanskrit and the yogic, the Vedic, a lot of the Indian traditions, the crown chakra is often connected to bliss consciousness, inner peace, bliss consciousness. I would in this moment, I would connect them together. The mantra of Sat Chit Ananda. Consciousness is aware of itself. Awareness, consciousness, bliss. This state, this bliss consciousness state, is synonymous with the deepest form of love that you are. The deepest form of divine love that you were born with and bathed in. So when we connect to inner peace through the crown chakra with the intention of manifesting new love, something very powerful to acknowledge is that this bliss consciousness, this inner peace, is in all of us, is the seed within the heart of all of us. So if it's in all of us, and let's say maybe in your relationships that you're looking to manifest, you would like to have this characteristic or this acknowledgement within your relationships, One must only connect into the crown chakra, focus in on this bliss consciousness. You could use the mantra Sat Chit Ananda, something I often practice, just repeating it, connecting into this state. And the more often that you reconnect to this baseline bliss that you already are, this now also becomes an antenna. One could say a cosmic love antenna that you attract from, that you send out your transmission from. So again, a whole conversation we could talk about just from this piece here, but the main point I want you to take away is inner peace, inner bliss is not a gaining. There's nothing you have to do. It's not a becoming. It's a remembering. It's a removing. It's a coming home. Next up, Rose, you're saying, yes, it is really an opening up of me to more of my inner peace. Beautifully said, my friend. Next theme, 2 more here today to share with you. Next theme of the crown chakra, to manifest new love. Another one of my favorites is once we tune into the crown, we've made our way up to this space, there is something significant that comes into our awareness. And it's the ability to transcend the ego. And I'm going to add a little asterisk here because there's a lot of misconceptions within the spiritual community, in my opinion, of what transcending the ego actually means. Transcending the ego does not mean killing, destroying, suppressing, repressing, spiritually bypassing. This is not a true transcendence of the ego. A true transcendence of the ego, in my opinion, is a transcendence of the unhealthy ego, the unbalanced ego, the unintegrated ego, the ego that we feel is our identity. When we transcend the ego, we realize, we remember what our truest identity is, what our truest state is. And I spoke about one facet of that a moment ago, right? That inner bliss, that inner peace, that Sat Chit Ananda, consciousness becoming aware of itself. So when we transcend the ego, we don't get rid of the individual self. We don't get rid of the Harrison as the mentor, the coach, the man, the Australian. We don't get rid of those labels. We don't suppress and pretend those things don't exist. We use them, but we remember as much as we can, as often as we can, that our greatest state of being is in that higher perspective, is in that deepest perspective, is in that more expanded consciousness state. And this is the cool part here, if that wasn't cool already. What we can actually learn to do is we can, and the image that I get is like a funnel, right? Think of the funnel with the small end and the funnel with the wide end. What we can actually learn to do is we can funnel our bliss consciousness, our love consciousness, that inner peace consciousness. We can funnel it through our individual expression. We can funnel it through our identity, our current human identity. So instead of Harrison, let's get specific here, instead of Harrison showing up in his relationships that he's looking to manifest from the identity of the victim, the identity of the abused partner, the identity of the wounded friend, the identity of the person that always feels alone, right? These are all pains and challenges that we've moved through. Instead of showing up as that identity, I show up fully present, fully aware, with my heart open, and sharing my full love consciousness, sharing my full love frequency, sharing that presence, that deepest presence that is me. And this is not a me thing, if it wasn't obvious. This isn't Harrison ability. This is one of our birthrights. This is one of our, if you want to call it, our spiritual abilities. And it often comes up, and this is another interesting point here. We often get the ability to do this, to share in this way. We often get the chance to do this in our relationships. It's hard to share your oneness by yourself. It's almost obvious to say it that way, but it's very hard to experience yourself with yourself. So when we get into a relationship, when we get into a new friendship, when we attract a new tribe, it is now the opportunity to share our presence, to share our transcended state, our awakened state with another. And we then get to see it reflected through them. We get to see it. This is the divine mirror. We get to see our transcendent state reflected through them back to us. So, Darlene, you're saying beautiful, showing up as our deepest self. It's vulnerable, but I think it's amazing. The crown is the portal. Yeah, you beautifully said, Darlene. That's exactly it. It is, I'll say this, right? It is vulnerable, yes. But I will test that here. Is vulnerable a bad thing? Because vulnerability, especially in this kind of vulnerability that we're talking about with the open heart, the sharing of the fullness of what we are, that kind of vulnerability is attractive. That kind of vulnerability magnetizes, pulls people towards you. Because in one way of describing it, when you're that kind of vulnerable, when you're in that kind of state and you're sharing your fullness with someone, the other people that get to experience that, either consciously or unconsciously, they want to do the same. They want the opportunity to share their fullness, to share their wholeness, because they are you. Remember what I said at the start, the first theme of the crown. All love is self-love. So in your act of sharing your vulnerable fullness, your vulnerable love, the other person starts to acknowledge their love for you because they want that also. They want to be able to drop the labels. They want to be, even if they're not aware of it, right? Because it's energy. It takes energy to continue to place on things that are not us, not the true us. It takes energy. It's a lot of tension and resistance to continue to play the victim, to continue to play the story of I'm not enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not lovable. It takes energy to do that. It doesn't take anything at all to be what you are. And we get that opportunity when we see it in another. All right. That was my last little point here today, beautiful beings. I hope this has enlightened you, has lit you up as it has obviously lit me up. These are all very esoteric and sometimes abstract, but my intention today was to make it at least a little bit more practical. Right? And this is not, again, one of the points I made out earlier. This doesn't have to be difficult. This process, whether it's the transcendence of the ego, the inner peace, the connecting to your guides, the connecting to the new reality, the being in vibrational alignment. These are All of these characteristics, these abilities, you already have them. So if you are noticing that there's resistance, there's tension, there is struggle, like you're pushing uphill, pushing a boulder uphill, that's your probably first symptom and sign that you need to surrender something. You need to let something go. You need to forgive. You need to release. And in that surrendering, in that release, in that letting go, you go deeper. Darlene, you're saying, I'm feeling light and full of love and in love and openness. Yeah. You feel that, Darlene. I, thank you. I'm happy that you feel that way. But again, I want to reflect here, use you as an example. You feel that way because I'm acting as the divine mirror here for other people watching the video or listening. If you feel those same things, what you feel is not me. What you feel is you. You feel the reflection of you through me. And it is in this state, just coming all the way back to our theme here today, it is in this state of openness, bliss, expansion, love that we manifest. So the last thing I'll share today and let everyone go. The best state to manifest in, the best frequency to bring about new love into your world, romance, friendships, tribe, is in this frequency of openness, is in this frequency of bliss and expansion and ease. And if you get into that state and then get specific, then tune into the things you're looking to bring in. Those become a symptom of you already feeling whole, a symptom of you already feeling full. All right, beautiful beings. I'm going to wrap it up there today. I hope this brought you value and joy. Again, remember, if it did, please share this out with someone that you think it can support and give guidance to. Right. For example, I already know a lot of people that I can share this episode with, with what's come through today. If this is the kind of work you're looking to do, mentoring, coaching, etc., reach out to me. I'll see if I have spots available. But as always, beautiful beings, until next time here on the show, I send you love, I send you light, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye, everyone.